I lost all my weight, 16 kilos in 4 months without one step of exercise. People, I didn't even walk. I didn't do one sit-up. I didn't do one crunch. Nothing. All this was without exercise. Hi again, welcome back to my channel where I talk about relationships, family, wellness and faith. So last week we began talking about the ketogenic diet, how I did it when I was 4 months postpartum, and I lost 16 kilograms in 4 months and kept it off for 2 years. And actually the only reason why that weight loss stopped is I completely fell off the bandwagon. I did a journey and I couldn't control what I was eating, and because I started eating anything and everything, my hormones just went haywire. And once that happens, then you're craving the wrong foods, you're feeling sick, and I just slowly fell off the bandwagon and added my weight. Still, I never even got back to my pre-keto weight. That's how good it is that when you add weight and you know what to do to stop the weight gain, you can now start going back to where you want to be. So I'm thankful for that forever. So today I want to talk honestly about the pros and the cons of the ketogenic diet. What was wonderful? What is worth you considering going on this diet for? What was a plus? What was different between it and other diets that maybe you have tried or that I have tried and that just never worked? And then also, what were the cons? What was actually difficult? What is actually hard that you need to know and count the cost before you begin, because you don't want to discover once you're in the middle of it. I'm going to share that with you as honestly as I can. And if you know any more that I miss out, please post them on the comment section below. Number one is that on the ketogenic diet, you're not supposed to starve. I never went hungry. Fat is so filling when you learn to eat this way, with your proteins and your fat and your leafy greens, which are rich in vitamins, are rich in fiber. You don't go hungry. And then you learn to snack on the right foods, on your raw vegetables, on your nuts, to put good dressings. You could drink a variety of things you can drink. I shared in my last video. If you haven't watched it, go back there. So you should never be thirsty. You should never be hungry on the ketogenic diet. Anyone who has ever tried to lose weight and has done a lot of the fad diets, you literally starve to the point that you're thinking about food all the time. When it comes to carbs, you can literally sit and eat a whole loaf of bread. When you're hungry, when you're heartbroken, when you've broken up with a boyfriend, you can eat a whole tub of ice cream, but you cannot eat a kilo of meat or a kilo of cheese because it's very filling. I love the ketogenic diet for that. I was always full and I didn't go hungry. The next thing was that in the ketogenic diet, I could have sweets and desserts. I really enjoyed that. Go online and Google the word keto fat bombs. These are desserts that are high in fats, whether it's your cheeses or your dairy, with your sweeteners and your nuts, that you can eat anytime as a snack to up your fat intake on the ketogenic diet. I loved that I could use my sweetener. I could still have my creamy sweet tea. I could still have my creamy sweet coffee or creamy sweet cocoa on the ketogenic diet. I could do the sweet stuff and still enjoy it. I didn't have to go hungry. It was my number one, and my number three is connected there. I could do the fatty stuff. The fact that I could do sweet bombs with all the chewy fatness. The fact that you can cook with lard and ghee and butter and be losing weight and your system be the cleanest it has ever been because of very low carb. The problem is a mixture of the two. Our generation eats too many carbs. We eat carbs as the main part of a dish. It's rice and meat and vegetables. It's ugali and eggs and vegetables. So we are very fat heavy in our meals, and this diet teaches you to move away from that. I encourage you to follow these doctors online who talk about the ketogenic diet. There's Dr. Eric Berg, there's Dr. Josh Axe, there's a doctor whose channel is called, I think, Reversing Diabetes. These are doctors who are very well versed with the ketogenic diet. They talk about it in detail. That's another thing I liked about the keto diet, that there are doctors online who talk about it, give you the scientific explanations, tell you what to anticipate, tell you the problems you might have, tell you how to deal with those problems when they come, tell you the mistakes many people make and how not to make them. I loved that about the ketogenic diet. Not just well-meaning people, but medics, qualified and practicing medics who have helped heal people, reverse people's sickness with the ketogenic diet, have created lots of videos. There's so much resource, you cannot exhaust it all, of them teaching you what to do, what to anticipate, and how to deal with the problems concerning this diet. Google them, they will be of great help to you. Another thing about keto is extremely effective. Give yourself homework, go to Instagram and just type the word keto and see all the profiles of people who have lost tremendous weight. We're talking 100 kilograms, 150 kilograms, 200 kilograms on the ketogenic diet. I don't know that there's any lifestyle change that you can actually lose weight as thoroughly and as massively as on the ketogenic diet without one step of exercise. I lost all my weight, 16 kilos in 4 months without one step of exercise. People, I didn't even walk. I didn't do one sit-up. I didn't do one crunch, nothing. All this was without exercise. I had a newborn. I had no energy to go out. I started walking later, but all this happened without exercise. The ketogenic diet works even without exercise. Now, understand this. I am one of those people who loves to work out. I mean, how good you feel afterwards. So I'm not trying to get away from exercise, but I'm showing you that this system works for you whether you can work out or not. Sometimes you have an issue, you don't have the energy. Sometimes you just don't have the time. Sometimes you don't have the space. And finally, there's a lifestyle change, a diet that you can do that can help you still live healthy and burn fat in your body without exercise. So you don't have to feel hopeless through those seasons. It helps you still live healthy in those seasons until a time when you will be able to exercise, which is what I did. The ketogenic diet gave me so much energy and strength. Once you get through keto flu, which I'm gonna talk about, you get so much energy. You wake up sharp. You're very sharp. I love waking up. I'm a morning person and I love waking up in the morning. Ideally by 5 I should be up. And when you wake up, you're not feeling lethargic, you're not feeling tired, you don't have headaches, you're not grumpy and grouchy, but you're just awake. I remember my friends at Word of Life, where I went for short-time Bible school after high school, and they would say I should learn to wake up like a cat because I just wake up and run into the day. That's me. I love being able to wake up fresh and ready to go. That is the best time for me to work out. That is the best time for me to pray and plan my day. And keto does that. It increases your energy level because your body is burning fuel more efficiently, and then you've gotten rid of sugars in your body, majority of the sugars that make us sluggish. You've gotten rid of bloating, so you're really operating at an optimized level on the ketogenic diet. Keto helps get rid of cravings. We often crave because we eat things that are high in sugar, and remember, sugar means anything that's burnt down into sugar, including starches, including grains. All this break down into sugar. So you eat a lot of that, your body releases insulin so that it can burn up all this sugar. Also, it's a way of protecting you so you don't have all this sugar in your system. It wants to use it up. But because of that, insulin provokes the storage of fat, like hold that fat, because we need to use up this sugar fast. And then your sugar drops, especially if they're low in fiber, they burn up so quickly, then your sugar drops. And then now you're hungry again because the body needs more fuel. So then you get very hungry, and then you're provoked to eat more starch. You crave sugar, you eat more, it burns up quick. You crave more, you eat more, it burns up quick. So you're in an unending cycle of craving food, eating more wrong food, and adding weight. Another thing I loved is that I learned to make 1-minute mug cakes and 1-minute breads using nut flours. So I can make breads with nut flour, I can make cakes with nut flour. I started incorporating it into making even pancakes for my sons, bread for my sons, so that my family can also now transition to eating low carb. They don't have to do keto, but you realize, oh, there's a healthier way to do bread, there's a healthier way to do pancakes. Oats are better than regular wheat flour. Then you go into that and you experiment with it. I also like that on the ketogenic diet, I learned about electrolytes, I learned about potassium, magnesium, and calcium and sodium. Many people are lacking in some of this. If you bleed, you're on your periods at a certain age because of our foods, you may be lacking in these things and you don't know. You can be sick, you can be having joint pains, you can be having palpitations, you can be having conditions that you think you're dying, and it's just your electrolytes that are low. And the ketogenic diet taught me to know about electrolytes and to rejuvenate my electrolytes naturally by taking my coconut water and by knowing which foods are high in these electrolytes and eating them. Research for yourself electrolytes, why they're good for your body, what are some symptoms when you're not consuming enough. Bone broth is fantastic, the way you boil the bone broth and you drink it. You know the way you go for Kikuyu functions and then they eat the food, then they eat the meat, then the soup comes. Drink the soup. It's very good for you. It boosts your electrolytes. I also learned to take supplements that are useful for my body, not just blindly. Everyone takes B12, so I'm taking B12. You put more effort when you're on such a diet to learn what is good for you and what do you need right now and what do you need to replenish. How can you replenish it naturally? And if you're struggling with that or if you're depleted, what supplements can you take to help you raise that to a level? And the groups I was in really helped with this information. Finally, let's do the cons of the ketogenic diet. I've actually shot the whole afternoon and evening is coming in. I hope my light is still good. Keto flu. Many of us, as I said, are addicted to carbohydrates, and the moment you stop having carbohydrates or you drastically reduce your carbohydrates, you literally go through withdrawal. Oh my goodness. On the ketogenic diet, it's called the keto flu or keto flu. The keto flu is a literal flu. You are sick, headache, nausea, dizziness, cramps. You are sick. You're wondering what is wrong. I was in bed, I think, for 2 or 3 days. In bed, you can't do anything. You just want to sleep, close your eyes. And it's more severe for some people. Some people don't go through the keto flu, some do. And the reason why you go through it is because you're going through withdrawal for carbohydrates, and also you may be low on electrolytes, which is my second point. The fact that you lose so much water on keto because you're not eating carbs which soak water. Remember the example, if you put bread in a sink and you put meat in a sink, the bread absorbs water, the meat doesn't because of their structures. So carbs absorb a lot of water. When you stop eating significant amounts of carbs, water absorption is reduced in your system. Yet in the water that is in our bodies are the electrolytes, the minerals, your calcium, potassium, sodium, magnesium. So when you lose water, then you lose a significant amount of electrolytes. So you can't just eat anyhow. You have to know how to replenish your electrolytes naturally, or how to get supplements so that you don't run out of electrolytes, because they are very important. People can die. Your heart function is affected by electrolytes. Your hormones are affected by electrolytes. Your nervous system is affected by electrolytes. So the fact that you lost so much water and electrolytes and now you had to deal with this was something I didn't enjoy. I found it actually scary, because for me, which is point number 3, combined to this point number 2, is that it shot my blood pressure up. I was already dealing with high blood pressure, but because of drastically low potassium, your body needs potassium and magnesium to be able to regulate your pressure. It really shot up, and I was shocked at the levels I got to, and I just panicked. And I said, I'd rather be fat and alive than dead and slim. And it really discouraged me to a point I eased off of it. But at least I found a place where I did what I call lazy keto, and I still lost the weight. That's the amazing thing about this. But that electrolyte loss, you have to know what to eat. You have to research your electrolytes and which foods to eat, and you probably have to supplement. That's another thing with keto, that it's not easy breezy, just eat like this and you're okay. Now you have to learn about other things of how to fortify your body with the foods and the minerals that you're not getting because of not eating high carb. Another thing is keto breath when you're on the ketogenic diet. Somehow when you get into ketosis, it affects your breath and it becomes really bad. You can literally smell your breath stinking. There are things they encourage you to do to stop it. So please Google it. I may not be able to go into it, so that if it happens to you, then you can take measures to stop it. But it leaves you with that metallic taste in your mouth, which is really yuck. If you've been pregnant, you probably know what I'm talking about. And it's unpleasant, and it can even leave you feeling a bit nauseous. But the more you get into it, of course, it eases off. The joint pains. One thing that I didn't enjoy was the muscular pains and the joint pains. They're part of the keto flu, but sometimes it goes on and on. Some people have it so bad where your legs literally ache at night like you have arthritis. Ketogenic diet can be quite expensive. Now, if you're the person who usually already eats your cheeses and your bacons, your salad meats, and you're doing your dairies, your yogurts, your diet is already accommodating such things and significant amount of meat, then it won't make a difference for you. It will probably be the same thing. But if it's someone on a much less and more restrictive budget, then you find that you have to eat more protein on keto because you're not doing plant proteins. You have to eat more animal protein. For some people, that meant a greater budget that they were able to afford. Then you need to put in your dairy, your cheeses, you need to put in your high fat yogurts, and then you may need your MCT oils and your sweeteners, which are much more expensive than sugar. So it can be more expensive depending on how your budget was. And I didn't like the feelings when we were going through the groups that some people felt that I really want to do this diet, but I cannot afford it. And then if you discover that you need some electrolytes, you need to supplement of some things, then that's more money, more money, more money. We don't have a lot of keto snacks in the country. When I go online, I see keto ice cream, I see keto pizza bases made of cauliflower. I've made that in my house. It's very cumbersome. We want convenience. I wish I could go to the shop and buy cauliflower crust pizza. I wish I could go and buy cheese crisps. All these things exist. Protein chocolates, low carb. Oh my goodness, that's another thing I don't like, that the keto snacks are not readily available in the country. Keto does not teach you how to handle carbs and still lose weight or still be at a weight that you want to maintain. And if someone then cannot keep keto for whatever reason, you've traveled to shags, you're doing business meetings, you're here and there, and you have to have carbs, then people just go ahead and give up and binge and think, well, I can't do it, and then they add weight and sometimes even surpass the weight they were at. I like a system that teaches you that you can eat carbs in moderation, that you can work out, that all you need is 30 minutes 3 to 5 times a week, that you don't have to be doing HIIT workouts for 2 hours and starving completely to lose weight. And I like the balance of being able to lose weight with keto. Yes, lose it for drastic weight loss, but then now learn, how can I incorporate carbs? Which carbs can I even incorporate? Still maintain weight loss and add exercise that you can handle no matter what level of energy you're at, and still lose weight and still be healthy. I like a method that you can eat carbs and you can lose weight. And thank you so much for watching. I hope all the info I have shared has given you a realistic picture of the ketogenic diet, even in a Kenyan African context, in a way that can be useful to you and that can help you with your weight loss goals. I pray that you'll be able to learn these things, incorporate them for yourself, and then incorporate them for your family. Remember to subscribe so that you don't miss any time I post a video. Press the bell button. I know you'll be blessed by the content in this channel, and I'll be so glad to have you around. God bless you. See you next time.